Hey guys, welcome back. My name is Kanye West. I'm saying that because I got this new sweater, and when I showed it to Danny, he called me Kanye West, so I can't unsee it. Also, in today's video, I won't have lipstick on my teeth. For today's video, I wanted to do a BYOP, which I'm very excited. This is my first kind of BYOP video. I guess I did build a palette in December when I did my little goodie bag situation, but this is kind of like I had an actual theme and thoughts for this palette for the month of February for Valentine's Day, and I really like it and I'm excited to show you. If you're interested in seeing palettes built by me, from singles in my collection to eyeshadows that I've popped out of palettes, then just hang out and subscribe and we will start. Are you ready for the big reveal? I really don't have much else to say besides revealing the palette. So this is the Lovesick palette because of love and sick. If you have two brain cells, you figured that out. But this is my little palette for the month of February. I don't know if I'm gonna do these every single month. I just know that I had this theme in my head to build a palette, and I'm excited to talk about the shades in this palette. I'm gonna swatch them on my hand like I've done before. If you're new here, I have tattoos, so even with me wearing a sweater, I wouldn't have been able to like really swatch them anyway. So I'm gonna try to swatch them on my hand, but I will try to swatch them on Danny's arm because he does not have tattoos, and I will try to insert that at some point. So yeah, let's just get into this, man. Let's get into this party. This first shade here is Corala from Dandelion's Co. This is just like a salmony pink. Yeah, I'm gonna try to swatch these on my hand kind of going this way. It's not going to look very pretty. If you're coming here for a polished, perfect presentation, I recommend going somewhere else. But this is Corala. Just this really light peach, again, just like salmon. It's one of the shades that I feel like I duped the Natasha Denona Mini Biba palette with. A couple of the other shades are in here that I think did that. But look at this. It's so cute. It's a different kind of pink. I think it's a more grungy pink, a little warm, like almost looks like, just looks like a burnt peach. I love it. The second shade is Cardinal Call, again from Dandelion's Co. I just really recommend Dandelion's Co. I've never tried their shimmers. Emily Hanhan actually told me to skip on them, so I did. I only have their mattes, but I really, really like their mattes. This is just like a reddy brown. That's what it is. It's like a brown with a red undertone. It's very pretty. I love using this to kind of deepen up my looks. I hope all the shades fit on my hand. And I feel like this is kind of a different shade than we normally see when we see like neutral palettes. We don't see a ton of browns with reds in them. We see a lot of orange. We sometimes see yellow, but we don't really see red. So I really like this shade. It's very nice. It's like it's a little more mid-tone. The third shade is from Glaminatrix. I depotted this from the U Beauty palette. This is Budgie Smugglers. I just wanted a nice red, just like a red. A nice blue red specifically. I think that goes well with Valentine's Day. Like, Jesus Christ. It's just a red. It's just a red, but I like this red because it doesn't blend into a pink. It just stays as it is here, and again, it just screams Valentine's Day to me. I love the aesthetic of Valentine's Day. Like, I love pinks and reds, and I love pinks and reds being celebrated. I love seeing them everywhere in the stores right now, and I love the cutesy things that come with Valentine's Day. I love the Valentine's Day aesthetic. I understand it's a capitalist holiday. I understand the things that are wrong with it, but like, it's cute. Okay, I don't know how this happened, but the shadow got on my wrist. That's annoying. I think the way I'm going to swatch them is I'm gonna do the love side swatch together and then the sick side swatch together. So the next shade I'm gonna swatch is Lover. literally called Lover from Glamshop. I saw this on Freddie Makeupery's Instagram, Katie. She does like a lot of custom palettes and they're very, very pretty. And I saw that she had this shade and I was like, oh my god, a red shimmer. Like, I've yet to find a red shimmer that doesn't suck. Okay, like a lot of red shimmers, I know they're hard to make, but like a lot of them are just very mediocre. This one I do like. It has the same formula as Wizard from Glamshop. They have like that same kind of hard to the touch feeling, but very like sparkly. It has like kind of gold sparkles in it. It does lean a little bit more pink, but I think for a red shimmer option, it's quite nice. I know Glamshop's shipping is like expensive. So I understand, like, if you want something that's a little more reasonable, you could try out probably Volcano from JD Glow. That's like a red shimmer that I feel like is fine. It's not my favorite at all, but it's something that's based in the US and not something you'll pay a lot of money in shipping for. But this is Lover, and I do like it for what it is. I like that there's actually some sparkle in this, and it's very pretty. And now we have Bundled Up from Dandelion's Co. This is just a nice deep brown to kind of make the look more sultry. Just deepen it up a little bit. You can see that it's much deeper than Cardinal Call. There's no red in this per se, it's just a brown, a true neutral brown. It's not really warm or cool. I really wanted to treat this palette like I'm selling it. I really wanted there to be a nice deepening up shade. I want to try to fit all 6 on this row. The last shade in the Lovers category section, the Lovers section. That sounds like a sex dungeon, doesn't it? Like Lovers section. That'd be kind of a lame name for a sex dungeon. But this is Bernovich X12 right here. I love this shade. Wearing this sweater was a mistake. There is X12 right there. It's just such a beautiful neutral brown shimmer, more of a warm brown, but I think that when paired with these colors, it would just look very sexy and like flirty, just perfect for a date. It would kind of be a little more of a traditional Valentine's look. I feel like we see a lot of, kind of similar to Christmas, a lot of like neutral eyes and red lips kind of thing. But this is just stunning. You can kind of see all the shades there. This is the Lovers section, Lovers category, Lovers section, sex dungeon. I'm such a child. Okay, fun fact, I used to work at a sex shop. Yes, I have crazy stories. Now we're going to move on to the 6 section over here. The first shade is ACI 7 from Adept. This is from the Plain Jane palette. This is like one of my favorite shadows in my collection. It's like a pink to green duochrome. Like in this angle it looks pink, and then you'll see here it's just green, kind of like a, almost looks gold but not quite. It just is so like, do I need to talk? Do I need to explain why I love this shadow as much as I do? It's so glitzy, and just especially if this is the only shadow you wear, your eyes just look wet. Like look. Like, do you see this? The other shimmer in this section, it looks kind of similar to it, so I guess that's a good reason why I'm not selling this palette and it's just for me. Hopefully this will kind of inspire you to kind of look through the singles in your collection, look through the palettes where you can depot shadows like Adept, Colourpop, Glaminatrix, Shroud Cosmetics. If you feel like I don't have enough singles to do that, maybe try looking through like any of your palettes. Be careful. Be careful, you don't want to like ruin anything that's not really meant to be depotted. Unless you really want to depot it, you will just have to accept the fact that you're ruining your palette. But I kind of like to see this as like an exercise, like Laura May Beauty would word it. Like it's just kind of a makeup exercise. This shade is called Woodlands from Dandelion's Co. Again, I really wanted to have some depth and range in this palette. Like this is kind of to deepen everything up. Oh my god, I'm barely touching my hand. And it's so pigmented, you guys. Looks like a dirty lake. Doesn't it just kind of look like that dirty lake? Like, now I'm kind of imagining, no, Six Flags dyes their water red for Fright Fest, not green, but you know, just kind of very swampy. This just, the only way I know how to describe this is swampy. It's just very beautiful. I kind of wanted to put like ugly greens in this palette because I love ugly greens. You know what? This kind of looks like that shade Ugliest from the Likely Makeup Ugly palette. Like, doesn't it? Maybe they're not exactly the same. Ugliest might be a little deeper, maybe, but they kind of look the same. Fascinating. This shimmer, I believe it's Bernovich X13. Yes, this is Bernovich X13. Yeah, this looks similar to ACI 7, but I feel like it's a little more sheer. There's like a difference in tone. This is a little more green, and this looks a little more yellow, like a little more gold. But like, hi, they're both kind of light shimmers. You could kind of use them as toppers if you wanted to, but these are just really stunning one shadow looks or with the whole look. I forgot to mention I'm wearing ACI 7 on my lids right now. At the end of the video, there will be me. There will be me. I should like say that when I'm announcing that I'm going to a party or something, like there will be me. The end of the video is going to be me doing a look with this palette. I obviously went for the more sick side. I'm gonna try to also do one using this side and try to insert that somehow, whether it's a video or just a photo. I might try to wear it for work tomorrow. Just wanted to kind of showcase this palette in action. And now I have this shade, which is Mi Gente from Terra Moons. This is from the El Barrio palette. This is also just like a swampy green. It's just not as deep, but look at this. It's so pretty. Looks like a little more clear water. And I feel like this is such a different tone for grungy greens. We've all seen grungy greens and how they're kind of more yellow leaning or brown. I feel like this just has a different tone to it, and I can't quite put my finger on like what it is exactly, but you don't see this everywhere. Like, you really don't. I really like this shade from the El Barrio palette. It justifies me having so many greens in my collection. Sometimes they are different. The next shade here, this is Plankton from Menagerie. This is from their Whale Song palette. I can't get enough of this shade. It's like if green was more of a neutral color. I love this shade. Like, this is also one of my favorite shades in my collection, especially like for it being in a palette. Kind of like grungy neutrals. And then the last shade here, this is from Lethal and it's called Recluse. I've worn just Recluse and ACI 7 like by themselves, and they are so stunning. Yeah, this is more of like a yellow leaning green, kind of similar to Mochi from Melt from the Gemini palette, but not quite. They're not the same really, but they're kind of similar with that undertone, just that kind of sickliness. I'm trying to build up the swatch a little bit, but this is just very beautiful, a very nice selection of shades, and I really like this little palette I did here. I'm sorry that I have to like swatch on my hand and kind of do awkward angles and things like that. I mean, swatching is hard when you have tattoos. And some of the colors that I mentioned are from palettes that are discontinued, so I apologize. But this is just kind of something to kind of inspire you to go through your collection, maybe make your own palette, especially if you're someone who travels. I really love the idea of creating something for me to take when I go home. Colors that I know I'm going to wear, especially picking them out from other palettes, because sometimes I'll take a whole palette because I really want to use one of the shades in there, like one of the shimmers in there or something. So I just loved doing this. I don't know when I will make one again, but hopefully I will kind of have some inspiration. I don't dislike spring colors, I just don't really crave them the same way that I would crave like reds or like fall tones, you know, but so I'm not so sure that I'll make a spring BYOP, but for now I'm really happy with this little 12 pan palette, and I hope you guys like it as well. I love looking at other people's BYOPs, so definitely let me know if you create one. I would love to see it. But I think now I'm just gonna go ahead and showcase me doing a look with this palette. I didn't talk in the video So there's just going to be some music over it. It's just going to be like a very chill vibes situation, but I hope you enjoy.